That's what's up. We seen you shoot ball at the Phoenix Suns game. You play ball too?
Nah, hell no, nah.
I seen him.
Yeah.
I seen him play.
That when you fought Dimitri, I knew after that nobody was gonna fight you after that because I thought he was like the boogeyman in that division a little bit. But once you fought him, I was just like, "There's nobody gonna fight."
Yeah, and then, I mean, he was for a time. You know, even Canelo didn't want to fight him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of great fights, but like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to set yourself apart from all these fighters. And the only way to do that is to call out the great fighters. You know, nobody wanted to fight Morrell either. I beat the shit out of Morrell. Caleb Plant, you fought him. You know, Andre. Even the last guy, Anthony Yarde, he's pretty good. I fought him, you know. And then, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about risks in this sport. You know what I mean? That's really how your name will live on. And I don't see, like I see good fighters and I don't get scared. You know, for me, what I want to get is I want to take the most risk because I know that's what's going to make my name live longer.
That's what's up. Dad, if you don't get the Canelo fight and you win on Cinco de Mayo weekend, what do you want?
Well,
what do y'all want?
The plan is, you know, we're going to go and fight the best. We're going to go get those monsters too. Better be ball. We're ready for those guys, you know. I think that will be another interesting fight, a really good fight for the fans.
Big one. We have a stacked show, 31-0. David Benavidez, huge fight coming up on the weekend of Cinco de Mayo. What's up?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for inviting me. You know, it was an interesting way to come into a podcast. I never came in like that, but I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I might have needed you in here with me, man. Your man was in here with me, man. I don't know. To be honest with you, I need to see the tape because I don't know where anybody was at, to be totally honest with you. Listen, huge fight coming up. Cinco de Mayo weekend. Before we even get to the fight, you made some headlines this week. What is going on with the beef with you and Oscar? Like with Canelo and everything. What's going on?
Oh, me and Oscar don't have no beef. I think the beef is just, it's not really a beef. I've been calling Canelo out for a long time. You know, I've been saying that, you know, this fight, we deserve to give the fans this type of fight.
I agree.
You know,
to be honest with you, I don't know how often you watch the show. This is every time it's a fight going on, even if you're not fighting, we talk about you fighting Canelo probably for the last 2 years, maybe. We talked about it 7 times, 8 times in the last 2 years.
That's crazy. I was going to say 7 times.
Yeah, exactly, about 7 times. Why do you think Canelo is ducking you?
Scared. He has no balls. That's what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I give Canelo all the respect. He's done everything he's done. But at the end of the day, I was a #1 contender in 2 weight classes for a long, long time. You know what I mean? He has showed that he doesn't want to fight me. So, you know, I moved on past that. You know, I went up, I got a belt at light heavyweight. Now I'm going up another weight class, cruiserweight, and I'm going to fight for 2 more titles in this weight class. But, you know, it's really a shame because this is a fight everybody wants to see.
Absolutely.
You know, this is a fight that the fans deserve, and I believe in myself, my skills 100%. So I feel like if he says he's the baddest man on the planet, he's a legend in his own right, then why not give the fans what they want to see? It makes sense in every aspect of the game. People want to see it. It will sell a lot of tickets. It'll be a hell of a fight, and we all win. So,
do you think him losing the Bud took something away from that, with him possibly fighting you? Would you want to have been the first person to expose him kind of the way Bud did? Do you think a little luster has taken away from a fight between you and him after him fighting Bud?
I think it does, but at the end of the day, you know, people forget. You know, people still want to see this fight. He's still in good enough shape where he didn't get knocked out. You know, Bud beat the shit out of him, but he didn't get knocked out. So,
this is true.
In my opinion, if I'm talking about from a fan standpoint, I would want to watch the fight. You know, and I don't think it takes any steam out of the fight. You know, I think it's still the biggest fight in the world, and I think, you know, it's still a great fight. I think that definitely took a lot away from his confidence, but other than that, you know, I think it's still a fight fans would love to see, and hopefully we get in the future one day.
Right, you and Morrell, y'all had a really good fight. Did that fight go the way you expected it to go? And did he have the punching power that you really expected? Because that was a really good fight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and that's why I wanted to go out there and take Morrell out, because I knew he was a dangerous fighter. You know, I fought him in his prime. There's not too much fighters now that are fighting other fighters in their prime.
True.
I think he was like 27. I think I was 28.
Right.
So everything that happened in that fight is what I expected. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, when you call out another great fighter, there's going to be some hard shots going to be landing on both sides.
Right.
You know, he threw his stuff. You know, I took it like a champ. You know, I threw my stuff. He took it like a champ. We had a great fight, and the fans won at the end of the day.
That's what's up.
That was good. I was thinking, for the most part, the thing with Terence Crawford that's different between you and Terence, that Terence just beat him up, but I believe you would stop him. I think that's the reason why he never took the fight. I mean, there's several weight classes he could have fought you in, and he ducked every time. And one time I was watching, and he said, it's because you was disrespectful. What did you do that was disrespectful? That he said, this is the reason you're not getting the fight.
This guy been talking shit, but like at the end of the day, bro, you know, boxing, you get the respect after. I mean, if anything, that's what you want. That builds up a fight, right? He's the money man. He wants a lot of money for each pay-per-view fight. You know, he's getting a lot of money. He made 150 mil his last fight. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you need a storyline. You need two fighters that don't like each other, that talk stuff to each other to make the fight even bigger. Just like how me and Morrell did. You know what I mean? It was a great fight. It was a great build-up, but we showed respect after.
Right.
But I mean, but that stuff just sounds really corny to me. How are you gonna say I'm not gonna fight you because you're being disrespectful?
Yeah, it seemed like Turki is the only one that could get that fight. Are you interested in working with Turki to get it?
I worked with Turki already for my last fight when I fought in Saudi Arabia, and it was funny because I just recently seen Turki at Ryan Garcia's fight. And he told me that we're gonna do big things in the future. And I told him, like, what happened with that fight with Canelo Alvarez? I have it on my YouTube, on my Instagram, so you guys want to see it later. And I told him, and he told me, he's like, you know what, bro? There's some things we can't make happen. There's some things that I can't make happen. He was talking about himself, Turki Alalshikh. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep trying to make this fight happen. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep pressing him. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. But at the end of the day, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's gonna be a shame if we leave this fight on the table, because this is a great fight for boxing. This is gonna be a great fight for the history of boxing. So hopefully one day we get that.
We seen you tell Shakur he needs to move up in weight. He actually responded to you and said that you need to move up and fight Usyk. Not looking past your fight coming up, but is that something you would do?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, what the thing about me and Shakur, I have a lot of respect for Shakur. He's a great fighter, but when he was calling Ryan Garcia out at 144. You know what I mean? The weight limit is 147. That's only 3 pounds, you know what I mean? But I respect his decision if he felt like that. And one day, hopefully, I would, you know, like I said, I'm going up to cruiserweight. Maybe one day we can get a fight with Usyk, and I'd love that, and I'd definitely be up for that task.
No, that's what's up. What do you expect with the fight coming up this Cinco de Mayo weekend with Zurdo?
Yeah, so I'm expecting a war. The thing about this fight is...
He's a tough fighter.
He's a tough fighter. I used to spar him when I was younger. You know what I mean? I sparred him. I got him ready. I sparred him since I was 17 all the way until 23. So I sparred hundreds around with this guy.
Right.
And the reason why I moved up in weight class so fast, because I always told my people, I'm like, if we get a chance with Zurdo Ramirez, if we get an opportunity to fight him, I'm gonna jump up and fight him immediately.
Right.
And you know, my last fight was like light heavyweight, and I was talking with Oscar De La Hoya, and he said that there's an opportunity to make this fight happen, so we jumped on it. But Zurdo Ramirez is a great fighter. You know, he's a champion. He has 2 belts right now. He has great technique. He has great footwork. He has great. He has good power, you know what I mean? So he's a dangerous fighter. You know, this fight for me, this is probably the hardest fight on the table for me. But at the end of the day, bro, it's about risk. You know what I mean? I want to be a legend in my own. So by the time my time is said and done, I want to be one of the greatest boxers of all time. And you don't do that without taking the risk. So this is a big risk, but it's a big reward as well.
Like, something just came to mind. You talked about sparring. You was 15, you sparred with Triple G?
Yeah, I sparred with Triple G.
What was that like? And what did you learn from sparring with him at such a young age?
Yeah, so Triple G, you know what I mean? When I first sparred him, it was a great experience. I always say that he didn't give me the skills, but with being in the ring with a fighter like that, it wasn't a sparring session. This was a fighter. These were 2 great fighters trying to knock each other out.
Right.
And with that being said, this man he hit extremely hard. He had good patience, good defense. He had everything. So for me to not get knocked out, I had to bring the best out of me. And for me doing that, you know, I was getting the better of him. You know what I mean? There was a lot of sparring sessions we had that were, you know, championship level sparring sessions. And I sparred him all the way until I was like 20 years old. So we had a lot of great sparring sessions. He taught me a lot of stuff. And, you know, it was, that man is, you know, he's a great man all around. You know what I mean? He's a teacher. He's a good friend and good mentor as well. And, you know, and he helped me learn a lot of stuff in the sport of boxing.
I read something when you was young, you was around over like 240. How did you decide to fight at the weight that you're at now if you were over 240 at 13 years
so
old?
the story was I was 250 pounds. I had been boxing since I was 2 years old. But my mother and my father, they divorced when I was 7 years old. So I was going back and forth. In Phoenix, Arizona. My brother right there, Jose Benavidez, he was getting ready to go pro. He's a top amateur in Phoenix, Arizona. Best to ever come out of Phoenix, Arizona. Him and my dad, they went to Los Angeles, California to train with Freddie Roach. So at this time, I'm like, I'm not going over there. I'm staying back over here, and I'm not doing nothing. I'm just going to school. I'm being a kid, you know what I mean? That was the first time in my life I didn't have to train. I think I was 11. So I had a big eating habit. I was already like 160, 170, you know what I mean? And then I just, wow. McDonald's, Maruchanes, Taco Bell, all that stuff that's bad for you. I would eat like 5 times a day and nothing but junk.
Right.
So I was in 7th grade, and one day I think it was like a year of me eating like that. And I walked in the bathroom and I couldn't recognize myself. My face was like this. And I got extremely scared because I'm like, that's at the time when like my 400 or 500 pound life came out. So now I'm thinking to myself like, damn,
right.
My life could go in 2 directions. It could either, I could say, I don't care about it. I'm gonna just let my life be what it is. And I'm gonna end up like that. And that really scared me. Or I could go move with my father and my brother to Los Angeles, California, and I could pursue something. I could lose the weight and then maybe pursue my career after that.
Dad, when you reached that weight, what were you thinking to yourself?
Well, you don't really notice, man. When you love your kids, man, they get fat. You don't see that.
Right.
You just love them.
Right.
Until you see pictures when he lost all that weight.
Right.
I'm like, what the? You don't really notice. You just want him to be happy. And he was still training. When he got back, he said he wanted to lose the weight. Right. I helped him lose the weight. Then he said he wants to go professional, and that's how we started everything.
Right. So you never put pressure on him to do it. He wanted.
I did put a lot of pressure. When he was little, when he's been training since he was 2 years old.
Right.
His first fight was at 3 years old. Junior's been training since he was 6 years old.
Right.
So to be honest with you, I took their childhood away to box and train and get ready, for life.
Right.
And that's how everything started.
What are you expecting against Zurdo this upcoming fight?
He's gonna get a beating, man. These guys been sacrificing all their lives, going through a lot, and that's why Mike Tyson called him Mexican monster, because that's what they are, Mexican monster. He's a monster.
Right.
And I think he's just gonna destroy Zurdo Ramirez. Cinco de Mayo weekend is a very special day for Mexicans and Hispanics, and we gotta represent. And we can't just win the fight. We gotta look impressive in order to go fight, be Bol Benavidez and all the bigger fighters.
Right. Are you predicting? So Dad is saying you're gonna whip ass.
I think I'm gonna say right now, I think he's gonna stop Zurdo Ramirez, so they're gonna have to stop the fight like in the 9-10 round.
So you're predicting, but that's what I was about to ask Junior.
That's what I see. He's gonna take him to deep waters and drown him and hurt him and take him out.
Are you predicting a knockout as well?
Yeah, bro. I've been working extremely hard. I think the momentum has definitely shifted. The past 4 fights, with Caleb Plant, Boo Boo Andre, David Morrell, Anthony Yard, I've been getting more experience. I've been working extremely hard, and I've been, beating the top guys. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of stuff coming into this. I got a lot of good momentum. You know what I mean? I'm training harder than ever. I got my 3 kids, I got my wife, I got everybody that supports me. So I have a great support system. I'm really motivated. I'm really hungry for this, and I want to become the face of boxing. Right. And the only way that gets done is, getting a great win with a great performance against Zurdo Ramirez. But I definitely do see myself on another level than all these guys, and I think I've been showing that with the performances.
Do you think Sorry, Mace, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to take yourself out of the equation for a second. When it comes to Mexican fighters, there's so many great Mexican fighters. Give me your top 3 without you in it.
Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera, and Oscar De La Hoya.
I try to go 3 instead of 5.
That's a good list. That's a really good list. Do you think you have to move up in weight because people were scared to fight you?
I think so. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, at the end of the day, if a fight doesn't get made happen, it's because somebody from somewhere didn't want to make it happen. You know what I mean? Bivol, that was supposed to fight him. That fight never happened. Canelo, we're looked like it was gonna happen at the time. That fight never happened. So I mean, definitely, like I said, I don't want to wait for nobody no more. I don't want to, be on the sideline. I want to capture my own greatness. You know what I mean? If that means jumping up from weight classes, going down from weight classes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
That's what's up. We seen you shoot ball at the Phoenix Suns game. You play ball too?
Nah, hell no, nah.
I seen him.
Yeah,
I seen him play.
That when you fought Dimitri, I knew after that nobody was gonna fight you after that because I thought he was like the boogeyman in that division a little bit. But once you fought him, I was just like, there's nobody gonna fight you.
Yeah, and then, I mean, he was for a time. Even Canelo didn't want to fight him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of great fights, but like, at the end of the day, you have to set yourself apart from all these fighters. And the only way to do that is to call out the great fighters. Nobody wanted to fight Morrell either. I beat the shit out of Morrell. Caleb Plant, you fought him. Andre, even the last guy, Anthony Yarde, he's pretty good. I fought him, and then, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about risks in this sport. You know what I mean? That's really how your name will live on. And I see good fighters and I don't get scared. For me, what I want to get is I want to take the most risk because I know that's what's going to make my name live longer.
That's what's up. Dad, if you don't get the Canelo fight and you win on Cinco de Mayo weekend, what do you want?
Well,
what do y'all want?
The plan is, we're going to go and fight the best. We're going to go get those monsters too. Better be ball. We're ready for those guys, I think that will be another interesting fight, a really good fight for the fans, and those are the ones. Better be for ball. Those are the ones that are in line right now.
Absolutely.
I'm a big Portland Trailblazer fan. We have a huge series here coming up with the San Antonio Spurs. So
Spurs are my team.
Greatest Blazer of all time, Dame Lillard. How did you guys link up and he get added to your camp?
So I met him years ago, and then it's a big shout out to Dame Lillard. He's a gentleman. He's a true man. He's a great man. He's somebody I really respect a lot. On the basketball court, in person, in real life. He's a great dude all around. I met him through this guy right here, my strength and conditioning trainer. I actually lived in Oregon. I lived in Lake Oswego for 2 years. Yeah, it's beautiful out there. I love it.
She's from Portland.
That's where I am.
Yeah, Lake Oswego?
Yeah, Portland, yeah.
It's beautiful out there. And I love it, when I got there, I met Dame, and I didn't really know too much about basketball, but I had a conversation with him for about an hour, me not knowing who Damian Lillard was, and he seemed like a regular person. He didn't seem like, a stuck-up person to show off or this and that. And that's really what impressed me more. That we could have a, conversation, a good conversation without, me feeling weird. He treated me with a lot of respect, and I was nobody. You know what I mean? And, but yeah, we've been training with him. He's been boxing for a while. He boxes with my guy right here. He was a great guy, bro. I really like Damian Lillard a lot. He's a great man.
He's a friend of the show. He came up here before as well, moving out. Well, look, man, we're looking forward for the fight against Zurdo. Hopefully Canelo will bite. I don't know. I'm be honest with you. I don't think it's going to happen. Especially, I'm just being honest. Like, when we look at you fight, you're dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is, when you're such a dangerous fight, I remember watching, it's funny when you talk about Triple G. I was a big Triple G fan. And, he always talking about fighting the Mexican way, he used to say or whatever. But he said he used to let fights go into 10, 11 rounds so people wouldn't be scared to fight him. And when people see you and how hard you hit, it's dangerous. They get scared. What do you think about that, Mason? Do you think people are running from him? Because I actually think people are running from him. Yeah, I
think it's his relentless style that make people not fight him. Like some fighters, they figure you out by the 5th round. Right. It's like he's just fighting at one speed the whole time.
Yeah, and you're coming forward the majority of the fight.
He's not using no athleticism.
Yeah, I'm coming to hurt you. It's almost like me and Mason watching a fight, and we was like, it's tunnel vision, mummy style. I'm coming to hurt you. That's what it looks like. And
what it is with me though is, it's just my mentality since I've been a little kid. I think, my favorite thing to watch as a little kid were the war movies like 300, Troy, Gladiator. My dad made me train since a little kid and some crazy workouts since a little kid, and I always gravitated towards that. So every time I look at boxing, I don't look at it as a sport. I see it as kill or be killed. Because symbolically, if you lose a fight, that's what happens. Your career dies a little bit. They try to pay you less money. You go all the way to the back of the line. So I see it like that, bro. I don't see it as a sport. A lot of people see it as a, punch, move around. I don't see it like that, bro. I'm in there. I'm trying to mess you up every single round, because if I don't do that to you, you're gonna try to do that to me. So I'll be damned if I let you beat me up in front of my wife, in front of my kids, in front of all my people. So that's why I gotta fight like this. And it's never gonna change. It's always been like that, and it's always gonna be like that. But my thing that I'm mad about is, right, if you guys think you're the best in the world, why don't you fight the other best in the world and show the people, like, what the fuck? You guys are getting a lot of money. Like, what's the problem? Like, and then now it's like, oh no, people are businessmen. People don't want to fight other great fighters. Other fighters have to, you know what I mean? It's bullshit to me. You know, it's
you're right.
It's pissing me off because these guys are getting some big money fighting some bums.
Right.
You know what I mean? When Canelo fought fucking, what's his name? That guy before Terence Crawford. I think he got like 150 million for that. Like, bro, like 150 million for that, and that dude ran for 12 rounds and Canelo threw like 10 punches.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if they're getting that much money, bro, let's give the fans what they, the fights, at least make it worth it. You know what I mean? What's the problem?
You're 100% correct, but I think what you just said is part of why they don't want to do it, because once you fuck them up, they're going to the back of the line. Yeah. They're going to get less money.
Yeah, it got to be the last fight. Yeah. It got to be when I'm ready to retire.
Countdown.
Take that fight. But I think I call it the Errol Spence rule, right? If you duck somebody for so long and they stop you, it's over for you. Because we all know as casuals that you've been ducking this fight the whole time. You may make it look like it just wasn't the time, we had to let the fight build up. But the casuals know you've been ducking that fight the whole time. So if he loses that fight, it looks like we all knew this.
Yeah, and I understand too, but like I said, at the end of the day, it comes to like here, like I just want to show everybody on the best. Like that's really all I care about. And
we definitely think that, bro.
And at the end of the day, like if you guys want to make me wait 5 years, I'm gonna wait 5 years. I'm 29 right now. I got another 10, 15 years left of me. These guys are they're towards the end already. Right. So
and
time will tell.
And that's probably what they trying to do. Get out of here without having to fight you. But I hope it goes down, because to me and Mace always say, the best fights now are on Twitter. Everybody's fighting on Twitter, man.
Everybody's tough guys on Twitter, and then when it's time to get to work, nobody wants to get to work.
Facts.
And another question I have for you, how important, I know your dad trained you, but how important was your big brother, right? Because, as the youngest, we get to watch all our older brothers make all of the mistakes, and then we end up being special. So how important was he to your
So my big brother was always my idol, you know what I mean? That's why I became as good as I am, because I always try to replicate what my brother was doing, and he was always the best. So if you already have a brother that he's a great and amazing fighter, what tends to happen is the little brother, he's looking up to that. He's going to be as good or probably even better. But my brother, bro, my brother taught me a lot of stuff, not only in boxing, but in life. How to be a man, how to take care of your family, how to take care of yourself, how to not let nobody punk you, how to be a real man, you know what I mean? So, that's helped me, for me to become the person I am today, you know what I mean? It's helped me in boxing, it's helped me be a strong man for me, my family, my kids, and, I always cherish everything my brother's taught me.
All right, cool. That's what's up. Let them know what the fight is, Trish.
Fight is May 2nd, correct? Weekend of Cinco de Mayo. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Good luck, man. Like I said,
knock him out.
Yeah, listen, that's what he do. He knock niggas out.
Knock him out.
Like I said, I don't know. Really, we're not just telling you this because you guys are on the show.
Yeah,
we've been saying people have been running for you. We started the show 3 years ago. It has been at least, since we started, I'm being generous saying 7. It may be 11 times saying, when is they going to really fight you? So we're big fans of the show, and we wish you luck this up.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
May 2nd coming up, and hopefully y'all get the fights that y'all deserve, man.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
That's all the time that we have for It Is What It Is. Let us know in the comments, is Canelo ever going to fight the Mexican monster? Thank you so much.
Hell no, that nigga running, man.
He's running, as always. And also, shout out to Cam. He did the second segment with the ice pack on.
Man, I'm be at fucking SmackDown this weekend, man. Trust me, I'll be down there, man. WrestleMania on Saturday. Saturday ass nigga. I'll see you Saturday, man.
Hey, if you need me to leave my bro here with you, got you. Yeah.
He was here, man. He was here. I didn't know he was straight for conditioning, but he took his jacket off. I see why he took his jacket off. We appreciate you guys, man, but we appreciate you guys.
David Benavidez is done playing the waiting game, and he made that message impossible to ignore during his appearance ahead of his huge Cinco de Mayo weekend showdown. The undefeated star, still protecting his flawless record, spoke openly about everything from his long-running frustration with Canelo Alvarez to the unexpected friendship he's developed with NBA icon Damian Lillard. But the biggest talking point was the one boxing fans have been waiting to hear. Benavidez once again addressed the Canelo situation, and he didn't sugarcoat a single word. According to David, there's no personal hatred between them, but he's exhausted from chasing a fight that never seems to materialize. He reminded everyone that he spent years as the mandatory contender across 2 separate weight divisions, yet the opportunity never came. Despite earning his position the hard way, Canelo has continued to look in other directions instead of stepping into the ring with him. Benavidez believes there's only one explanation for that, claiming Canelo simply doesn't want to take the risk. Instead of wasting more time hoping for the call, David captured a title at light heavyweight and is now moving to cruiserweight with his sights set on adding even more championship belts. The discussion also shifted to Canelo's defeat against Terence Crawford and whether that result changes how fans view a potential showdown between the two. Benavidez admitted the loss likely damaged some of Canelo's mystique and confidence, but he insisted the fight remains one of the biggest attractions boxing can still offer. In his opinion, the fact that Canelo survived without being knocked out keeps the matchup alive and just as exciting for the fans. From there, the conversation turned toward his thrilling battle with David Morrell, a fight many people already consider one of the year's very best. Benavidez explained that everything unfolded almost exactly the way he expected before the opening bell. He knew Morrell was an explosive athlete with legitimate power and prepared himself for a war from the start. Both fighters landed heavy shots throughout the contest, but Benavidez not only earned the victory, he also walked away with his opponent's respect once the final bell rang. David also had something to say about Terence Crawford, questioning why Crawford has avoided sharing his ring with Benavidez despite opportunities across multiple weight classes. When reminded that Crawford once claimed Benavidez was too disrespectful to deserve the fight, David dismissed that excuse completely, saying promotional trash talk is simply part of selling major events. He also spoke about Turki Alalshikh, revealing they've already worked together before and hinting that even bigger opportunities could be ahead, although not every matchup is within Turki's control. Exactly how Zurdo operates inside the ring. Even though he called it the toughest challenge available on paper, he believes embracing dangerous fights is what separates champions from true legends. One of the interview's most emotional moments arrived when Benavidez reflected on his childhood, revealing that by just 13 years old, he weighed more than 250 pounds after years of poor eating habits and a lack of discipline. He said the turning point came when he looked in the mirror and barely recognized himself, a moment that inspired him to move to Los Angeles alongside his father and brother to chase boxing with complete commitment. Benavidez also spoke with admiration about his early sparring sessions against Gennadiy Golovkin, describing them as battles that felt more like real fights than ordinary training. According to David, those intense rounds taught him invaluable lessons in toughness, patience, and defensive discipline that still define his style today. Then the conversation shifted to one of the interview's biggest surprises, his friendship with NBA superstar Damian Lillard. Benavidez revealed they first connected through his strength and conditioning coach while he was living in Oregon, and the relationship grew naturally from there. He even admitted he had no idea who Dame was when they first met, but quickly became impressed by how humble and respectful the basketball star was. That first meeting eventually developed into a genuine friendship, with Lillard now spending time around Benavidez's training camp and even stepping into the gym for boxing workouts himself. By the end of the interview, one thing stood out above everything else. David Benavidez has no intention of waiting on anyone ever again. Whether the conversation is about Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, or whoever comes next, he's making it clear that he's ready to fight the biggest names available and prove exactly why many believe he's one of boxing's most dangerous competitors. Now the pressure shifts to everyone else because Benavidez is moving forward with or without the fights fans have been demanding. And that's what makes this next chapter so interesting. You won't want to miss what happens next. If you enjoyed this breakdown of David Benavidez's comments on Canelo, his upcoming fight, and his friendship with Damian Lillard, drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us who you think should be standing across the ring from him next.